Starting now. Should I start or should you?
Oh, sorry.
Are you eating? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I was finished eating.
No, you have to start with this. This has
No,
to
no.
start.
Every time, bro. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Obsessed. Nice. That was
One day.
sick.
One day you're gonna get that.
No, that was perfect. What the hell? It was like that was you planned that.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice job. Nice job. You just heard my co-host Paul and my other co-host PM.
Hello.
As we're all a host here on Obsessed, where we talk about stuff we're obsessed about, and I'm very excited to talk about this week's subject. We were just talking about it off, all subjects, I guess, off.
Yeah, we also have subjects
off mic, but maybe we just kind of save that for the main thing. Let's go around the table. Let's imagine we're all at a little table. Paul, do you want to start us? Do you have any little tidbit?
I got something I'm obsessed
Let's
with.
Go.
100%, man. So, I've been doing some studying on military radio etiquette.
Do you get a ham radio?
You imagine?
This is like the meme of the older people that are like, "Oh, you also care about the Roman Empire?"
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
I love that so much. My Roman Empire is the World War II, by the way. Anyway, I think about World War II all the freaking time.
So you're a 71-year-old man? Cool.
I am. God, freaking, it's fascinating. Fascinating. Anyway, so no, what I'm really obsessed with, it's actually part of it. My item I'm obsessed with are my VKB NXT Evo joysticks. Friggin' love them. I got them set up, and I've been using them. Sweet heavens, Trevor.
Feedback. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got a lot of high pitched stuff coming in every once in a while.
I'm gonna stay back here.
So I've been using them
real quick. Hold on, you can cut this out. You should turn your gain down real quick on whatever you're using. Just turn the gain down a little bit
on the microphone.
Yeah, on whatever you're using.
Boom.
There you go. Okay, that should help. Go ahead.
Go.
Okay. I've been using them to play Arma 3 recently. So I've recently gotten into Arma 3 with none other than the Sheriff Eli, friend of the pod. Sheriff Eli has gotten me into it, and I've been using them, and they're just a blast to use. Flying a helicopter with joysticks is a level of nerd I didn't know I really wanted. Like, to the degree to which it feels like it's not a 1-to-1 by any means, but it's friggin' cool. Like, you have about 10 guys on the ship on the chopper. You're trying not to crash because that actually affects the game mode they have is like actual Vietnam they're playing in. I'm a helicopter pilot. The VC that are there, the AI is like super intelligent and knows how to do certain things and it's a lot of pressure. And then I got to land on a pad, like a helicopter pad, like the size of a magazine. It's been a thing. I'm really excited about it, though. I'm having a lot of fun. And the VKB joysticks have been a huge part of that. I just ordered a side extension module for it with more buttons. No. Yeah. It was only $70, actually. It was super cheap. People were like, you should make your own. And I'm like, I don't know how to solder. So I'm not gonna do it. This is $70 going to stick out on the side. I have more buttons to use. And yeah, I'm freaking obsessed. I'm obsessed. And so part of that is the learning proper radio etiquette because man,
it's got to be Sheriff Eli. Yeah, you got
if either of you, heard Eli rattle off some radio chatter, it's a lot, and I don't know what he's saying half the time. So
it's so random. Why Arma 3? Like, what is it having a revival?
You know, I feel like it kind of is a little bit, but I feel like it's people want Milsim, and Arma 3 is just a really solid choice. It's got so many mods. I think what's cool about it too is the DLC that they sell for Arma 3 are community made DLCs.
Oh shit!
So instead of like suing modders or whatever, like they hire the modders. So they're like, oh, that's a really sick mod. We're going to hire you, polish it, put it out as a DLC, and you get a cut.
That's awesome.
That's
I
amazing.
don't know if you know this, but maybe the listeners don't. But
What's
Arma
that?
3 was actually where PlayerUnknown developed PUBG.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was like a custom game where they didn't have the mod for it. Like they would like, all right, the circle's moving, and they just make everyone move, right?
Oh.
And then it developed in Arma 3, and then he spun out, and then he got a developer to help him make the game, which a Korean developer, which we all know how that went. That took forever
My gosh,
to get it to playable, but it's pretty clear everyone wanted it. So it seems like people want it again, like a third person milsim.
Yes, yeah. It's so. I mean, third or first, you can do either or. And yeah, I fly the plane in or the chopper in third or first. And so it's just been a great time. I'm considering hooking up my VR headset, seeing how I can get that involved in the process.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm in it. And the thing that's been really cool, real quick, to wrap up my obsession, is that Stream has responded really well to it. They're like, we are really enjoying watching you learn how to fly a helicopter. And I'm like, did not see that coming. Didn't think people would want to see that, but apparently it's enjoyable. So I'm having a great time. That's what I'm obsessed with.
Stop, dude. You're making me feedback, bro. You're making me laugh and turn my head. You're making me ink. Yeah, I gotta get some live recording closed back headphones. These are great headphones, but open back, not great. Maybe that'll be on my next episode of Upsay, because I've just been buying audio equipment, which is where I'm going now. But I have one more question, actually. You keep saying sticks?
Yeah,
is
sticks.
It like a? So is it like a control? Does it look like a wheel in a commercial airliner, or is it like two joysticks?
So it's two joysticks. Two joysticks. One is straight up and down. The other one was canted to the right, like at an angle. So I hold it almost like a horizontal, like a throttle, but it's still a joystick.
Oh.
And the other one's up and like my right hand is up and down vertical. My left hand is horizontal. I also use them for Star Citizen, but they've been great for Arma. Yeah. So they're mounted to my desk. They're at a slightly lower level than my desk is. So I kind of rest my hands down on them, and I just grip it and rip it. You know what I mean?
The reason I ask is because I've been tasked with my grandfather-in-law, I guess. Is 92 years old, and he worked for Boeing for like 40 years, so he loves aircraft sims.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to get back in. He just doesn't have a lot to do these days, but it's got to be easy. And so I grabbed a T-Flight Hotus X joystick. It's cheaper.
HOTAS, by the way.
What?
You said Hotus. It's HOTAS.
HOTAS, duh, dude. It's HOTAS.
It's just in the lingo. You know what I mean? Oh, you bought them like the okay, yeah.
But you knew what it was, so that's good.
Thrustmaster,
and it's just this is like the one that was made in 2017. So, but it's like got really good review. Everyone's like, oh, it's an absolute just solid piece of equipment. Use it. So I gotta like set it up and do Microsoft Flight Simulator and just like get it all to where I put it on the desk, and there's a desktop icon, and he clicks it, and all he has to do is press go, and then he's playing. So I need to get I mean, it's funny. He's like, I like flight sims. I'm like, cool. You're picking the most complicated setup games.
I mean, it could not be more difficult. Yeah,
exactly. So but you can set presets too, which is nice. There's a couple games that are a little bit more simple. So maybe we don't do. He doesn't really care. He's like, just let me fly the planes. So
sure.
There's a couple on Steam that are also highly rated that are simpler versions.
Okay.
Right? With less bells and whistles, less settings that you have to worry about or whatever. So maybe I can get it, but I'm gonna have to go to Boise and set it up and stuff, which we're going to visit them anyway. So,
nice. Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. That's interesting that you're doing that too. That I noticed you were doing it. I was like, why is he playing Arma 3? Where's this come from? But then I heard Eli going, "You got it, Paul," and I'm like, "Oh, there. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Come on. You got it, Paul." Right. Yeah, that's my obsessed. Thanks for indulging.
Of course. PM.
Man, that was quite the lengthy answer there. I'm trying to.
I tried to.
No. Like that was very passionate. I feel like mine's gonna be like, yeah, just like I've like grapefruit lace and like like it's like I don't know. don't think I could go down the path of like bringing in a whole new hobby about the Greek Roman Empire and World War III and bringing it in with tech, but I'll do my best. I think one of the things I've been more obsessed about lately has kind of been more in the developer space.
Boo! No, I'm sorry.
I know
I'm sorry.
it's
I
so
couldn't resist.
boring.
No, it was fun. No, it was fun.
And no, it is boring, which is why I'm not going to talk about it. But essentially,
talk about your thing, man. You're obsessed.
It would be like the equivalent of like you have always worked. Okay, so in the since you guys make content, I'll just kind of relate this. So,
okay,
Adobe Premiere is kind of the standard for video editing, right? Like you guys would say that's like the standard. So you would then say DaVinci Resolve is kind of like the niche, option, right?
Yeah, like the new kid on the block, switching things up.
So VS Code, it has been the IDE, which is like the interface that you program on, that has been dominated. So it's pretty much the Premiere. But it has its pitfalls. It's slow. It has issues if you have massive repos, and it's just it could be a pain.
Yeah.
So there's a new one called Zed, and it's only for Mac right now, but it runs on a program called Rust, and Rust is a very fast program that's catching a lot of attention. So I've switched over it. Yeah. What, Zed?
No, Rust. It's like the fastest one out there. Like, okay.
Yeah, Rust. So Rust is, and this is gonna be so nerdy. Rust is very similar to Go, C++, and C, which I'm sure you guys heard of C++ and C. Yeah. That's what games are pretty much built on. Yeah, so it's a really good low level programming language that was developed by, I want to say, oh my God, it's not Microsoft. I don't think it's Google. I'm blanking on what it is, but it might be Microsoft. But anyways, so it's fast, it's nice. So I've been obsessed with that, diving into it. But outside of that, I have been obsessed with trying to expose the shady dealings of NIL in college.
Yes, you have. Okay. I've been following that.
Yes. Way to bury the lead, by the way. You're obsessed with this programming software.
Yeah.
Like, also all the smut happening in the NIL.
But also justice.
Literally justice.
All the affairs.
My last week has been pretty hectic. I've gotten a lot of things. I mean, I obviously am not going to say it here publicly, but I've done my due diligence to put things out there on my Oregon State account to there's essentially a bad actor right now at Oregon State that is responsible for a lot of players leaving that didn't initially want to leave, on the whole premise of they won't be able to go pro unless they go to a bigger school. And it is a 20-something-year-old agent who lives in Miami.
Of course it does. Of course it
does. And he is
Christ.
He is barely certified and has done nothing in the NFL, even though he says he has. And I've been ratioing the living hell out of him on Twitter, body bag style, like body bag after body bag. Like, I'm not even joking. To the point where I actually feel kind of bad. Like, I sat back and I was like, should I? No, I should definitely be doing this.
So is this, just really quick, but just so I have a frame of reference, because I hate to interrupt you. Is this PM, the producer? Like, is this Peter we're talking to right now?
Yes.
Or is this Petty Pete?
Oh, this is Petty Pete. Yes.
Got it. Okay, it's Petty Pete. All right.
All right. That's why he loves it, man. He gets to be full Petty Pete because exactly who he is.
So there's people, and I'm not going to name names, but there's people at Oregon State that are almost relying on me to do this. Weirdly enough, I have gotten to the point now where administrators and staff and certain partners come to me to say things. So like there's the professional level where the administration will be like, hey, we wish these players great, like have fun, yada yada yada. And then there's like the mid-level that's like, oh, it sucks, it's unfortunate, the situation's terrible, but we wish them the best. And then there's the low level, which is like me. And then they're like, hey, by the way, if you want to play with fire, go ahead. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Fuck you and fuck you too. Fuck you and you're like, I just go off. And I'm like, nope, I'm not holding anything back, right? Because that's like, at this point, it's now turned into like, I'm trying to relate this to like Marvel movie where like the villain has like a guy at the bottom that just does things, right? Like what's the phrase for that?
Like
Lackey?
yeah.
No, some like not like a hitman, not like a hitman, but like a
like
guy
an enforcer or like a
like a guy you just can be like, yeah, just have him do it or something like that, right?
yeah.
And so that's been my
Fixer.
that's been my obsession for the last week.
Yeah, like
it's
the
been
Michael
really,
Cohen of Oregon State.
I would say, yeah. More WikiLeaks too, you know. I've
little
definitely
Julian
put some
Assange.
things out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, more like Edward Snowden, you know?
Yeah, Edward Snowden.
Holy jeez, man.
Dude, no, it's been crazy. Like people have called me to be like, oh, how is the public reaction to this? How's it going? Can you fill me in? And I'm like, yeah, like it's this, and this. And then they're like, cool. Well, if you want to keep playing with fire, let us know. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. And so, no, it's been interesting. Like, because, you know, Trevor, you didn't play in college. You just bypassed that entire thing. And like, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the current situation going on, but essentially college athletics has turned into the wild, wild west.
Dude, yeah. Quick note on that,
go ahead, yeah.
if I may. Recently toured SU because they are me and Tim toured SU because they're putting in like a new esports arena, and they have actually Syracuse. Yeah, sorry, yes. Syracuse University.
Sorry, no one calls it SU. That's very weird.
Okay, you're weird. So yeah, they invited us over and like they showed us like their plans, and you can get like an esports degree, yada yada yada, which is really cool. And dude,
so goes in the transfer portal.
Exactly. We're talking to one of the higher ups at SU, and it's talking about like, you know, the football team and like who they got and stuff. And it's the Wild West, man. Oh, dude. Like they're just throwing money at people, and there's no salary caps.
So I'll explain it real quick.
Crazy.
For those who don't understand, because I'm assuming there's going to be a select majority of this podcast that just go, oh, sports ball, like who cares, right?
Yeah.
But like I think it's fair to kind of explain it. So right now in college athletics, the NCAA is just getting hammered left and right by lawsuits, by issues. Next year is going to be even worse. They actually might go bankrupt. And it all boils down to name, image, and likeness, which was passed a couple years ago, where a college athlete can now benefit off their name, image, and likeness. And this was very prevalent in football, which is, you know, the obvious, you know, most viewed thing. A lot of high touted athletes. Same with men's basketball, but it's now trickled down to the transfer portal, where the NCAA no longer has control over it anymore. The NCAA actually just lost a case where there is no more transfer windows. You can transfer whenever. At any point, as long as you're in good academic standing, you can be accepted in another university whenever. So what does that mean? That means if you play week 1 for, let's say, I don't know, the Oregon State Beavers, and you have a fantastic game, and let's say Alabama goes, hey, do you want to play with us week 3? That is totally allowed now.
Jeez.
That won't cause any problems.
That won't cause any problems at all. On top of that, players are now demanding 6-figure salaries that don't deserve it. There was a coach that came out, a D1 basketball coach, that said, I had a play. This was his quote. He said, I had a player call me and ask for $300,000. I checked his stats and he averaged 2 points a game. That's where we're at now.
It's not crazy rebounds though. You know
no. But like, that's where we're at now. There's no contracts, right? So this is not professional. So you can't like hold anyone to anything. And then at the same time, we're supposed to still, this is my favorite part. We're supposed to still treat these kids like they're kids, right? So these kids are making 6-figure, sometimes 7-figure salaries. Okay. Professional salaries. And we're supposed to go, no, but like respect them. Okay, they're still kids, right? Meanwhile, there's like an 18-year-old Scoot Henderson who plays for the Portland Trailblazers making the same amount of money, and we're like, nah, Scoot sucks. We don't like you know, we can go off on him because he's a quote unquote pro, right? So like we're at this very weird crossroad where the fan base is like, this is the dumbest thing on the planet. Why did we do this? But at the same time, you also need to have some sort of player empowerment. Like there needs to be something for the players to benefit because you fought so hard that, you know, to get that freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like you want a kid who's 18 or 19, and let's say he gets suckered into a situation, to be able to leave that said situation whenever they want, right? Like
Mhm.
they shouldn't be, but like if I'm going to the university and I want to transfer to another one, the athletes should do the same. Like that's totally fair. But it's now turned into a system where agents who are uncertified are now getting involved to get a payday. And all they do is they call and they go, hey, by the way, if you enter the portal, you might have $500,000 for you. So just let me know like when you want to, right?
Oh my gosh.
And the agent will get like 20% of that cut. And they do it for like 30 kids. So it's really sad to see what's happened. And the worst part is it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
There's no
and so
governing
that-
body then. Yeah.
There's nope, because the NCAA is pretty much done. And they have nothing they can do anymore. Like that's it.
I mean, does the government get involved at that point? That feels like
I am so glad you asked that, Paul. Because let me tell you, next year there is a court case called the House versus the NCAA. Now it's not like the House, like the Senate House. This is an athlete with the last name House, who I believe went to Arizona State, and they sued over the premise of, hey, since all these people can make NIL, we need to be back paid for everything, right?
Holy crap.
Yes. So everyone's like, oh my God, like this could be huge. So nothing was really said for like a year or two, but the DOJ, for the first time in history, this is the first time in history, by the way, and the state of Ohio got involved and said, you know what? Yeah, they're right. We're going to make this a class action lawsuit, and we're going to take the side of the House. And
the DOJ is taking the side of House?
The DOJ in the state of Ohio are taking the side of the House. And they are going against the NCAA saying, you know what? Yeah, you do owe this money. And it's a class action lawsuit, which means the damages can be whatever they end up being. So anyone who's a former athlete can claim damages, which, as you know, there are thousands upon thousands of collegiate athletes each year. Yeah. So backtrack that, 100 years? There you go, right?
So is this apply to community college? Because I mean, I'm not trying to get my payday. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I'm
trying to
skip this.
It applies to anything under the NCAA umbrella. So I don't know what, like, you know, what's a part of that. Or
I think
not,
it was like the NJCAA, like the junior college.
Well, that makes sense. Some janky ass NCAA, but they're saying the damages could go up to about $5 billion.
Can't wait to get my $50 in the mail.
Know, right?
Gonna be
that
lit.
would bankrupt the NCAA. Would bankrupt the power conferences, and we would be left with nothing.
All the conferences, ACC, that all
part of the lawsuit is every single power conference has to pay.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, obsessed.
That's fascinating.
There is a new forming, I want to say collective, our group called College Sports Tomorrow. And their entire premise is they want to take the top 70 teams, 70 universities, put them into a league, which would include Oregon State and Washington State, which would make me happy, obviously. And then bring back the divisions and conferences like they were up until this year. And then have a 30 team subgroup that plays a relegation system, so they can bounce up and back and forth. Everyone's like, why would anyone sign up for that? The SEC and the Big Ten, who are the two biggest power conferences, they're making buco bucks from ESPN and Fox, right? Like, why would anyone sign up for that? Mm-hmm. Well, their whole thing is, well, when the NCAA crumbles, you're not going to have anything. Like, so when that gets settled, we're just going to come in and essentially buy it for like a fraction of the price, and then turn it to this whole thing.
What?
So back to the obsessed point. This whole thing of NCAA like athletics is it's turning, and it's constantly turning every month. So I've been obsessed with that lately, and it's only going to continue to.
Love it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, now my joysticks look stupid. How about I look like an idiot?
Joysticks look stupid. No, your joysticks are cool. You said they're mounted to the desk. That's cool, dude.
Yeah, you're over here playing with some sticks. I'm disrupting industries and all that stuff. So
sometimes I fly helicopters.
I thought the MLB was messed up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The NCAA is messed up.
I'm excited for the movie. Whatever's happening now.
Oh, dude.
I can't wait for the movie.
I can't wait for it either.
Oh yeah.
They're probably filming it right now. Oh my god.
The movie's gonna be good. There's gonna be a lot of movies out soon, man. I don't know. There's got to be one about the Shohei thing. It's so weird. Well, I'm not obsessed with that. I've talked enough about that. I actually
over 100 million, real quick. Over 100 million.
the total, like it was like 142 million made and 180 lost.
Can you give me the 20-second synopsis of what you're talking about so we don't eat into your obsessed time?
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter stole millions of dollars from him
to gamble,
like millions and millions and millions, and he gambled for 3 years. He made like 1,900 bets or something. And,
whoa!
And these weren't small amounts; these were.
It was a legal
amounts.
bookmaker, and literally, like the money in and out was in the hundreds of millions.
Oh my goodness!
And it's some of the craziest. Like I read the report from the lawyers and stuff of like all the text messages. Dude, it's seriously, he's just like they were just so nonchalant. It was it's crazy. So, but I actually just released. And by the way, this is a surprise for you guys too. I'm doing a podcast now on our network called Mayday.
Yay!
Where I'm just basically grabbing these subjects where I'm not going to make a YouTube video on them, but I do want to go on a rant about it. And then I just rant about it. And it was awesome. It was great. My first episode's out. It's about Angel Hernandez, the worst umpire in the history of baseball.
Oh my gosh, he's so bad.
He's so bad, and it's great. I eviscerate him. It's so fun. And then the last thing is about why all the pitchers are getting injured. So it's kind of a jam-packed one. Check that out, and it's crispy and sounds delicious. And so with this new mic, which
this mic sounds
leads
great.
me to my obsessed. Like that, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Nice. I am currently obsessed with this microphone, which I keep getting new microphones. I'm turning into that guy. This is an RE20. That's why I sound like I'm on a radio station, because this is what they have in radio stations. I love it because it's great for my like low bass voice.
Yep.
So it just sounds really, really good with very little processing, and doesn't need as much power as the Shure
7B.
It does need a lot of power, but not that thing guzzles power. So it's just the high quality version, and they're actually comparable in price. So I like this, but I also have been watching a new show that is on Amazon Prime called Fallout. And you guys, Paul, did you say have you seen an episode yet?
I haven't seen a single episode. Some people in chat told me it was trash, but then I'm seeing the reviews that are like 97%. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to believe. And honestly, it made sense because they did Rings of Power, and I'm like, well, Rings of Power was dog water. So I don't know.
It really was dog water, and it was so also nominated for Academy Awards, or Golden Globes or whatever, and that just makes me mad. So no, it's good. It's good it's honestly, if it's almost like Quentin Tarantino made it.
Oh,
really? It's that type of like, there's gore, but Fallout is gory, right? There's game, but the casting's really good. I think the actors. I think a couple of them, like one of them, I've never seen in anything, and I think he's going to be in more stuff. He's good. The guy who plays the Steel, he's the knight in the Steel Brotherhood.
Oh,
so like, and then it's pretty like true to lore. I think it's like technically the story from 76.
Oh, is it really? Okay,
I think, or like there's elements of from 76.
The one I didn't play.
76 was an absolute shit show when it was released. So
it was a nightmare.
But evidently it's gotten much, much better, and they're about to release a big DLC, and a lot of people are flocking back because they're like, oh wow, like I want to play this. I want to play this game. But it's great, man. It's a lot of fun. It's can be pretty gory at times. It's like The Boys.
Oh, okay.
They might have a hit here. This could be their like flagship
good
thing. It's good. I recommend it. I'm 4 episodes in. And or 5 episodes. There's 8. So I'm going to finish that probably after we record this, so that, because Kate will not watch it with me. So
she won't?
Well, she will, but like I'm 5 episodes ahead, and it's just too, it's just a lot for, like, she's not into that right now. So, she's like, oh, is this a space movie? I'm out. And I'm like, why do you say it like that? You love space too.
This is a huge nerd. What are you talking about? She wanted to do a D&D campaign, but this is too much.
She loves being a nerd when it's convenient.
Conveniency nerd,
also known as a poser.
Oh,
so I'm obsessed with Fallout. I'm enjoying it. I think that, if you want to know anything about it, it's all over the internet. But it's ready. All 8 episodes are out. It's not episodic.
Oh,
so
all at once. Very
go binge
cool.
that shiz. And if you need a really high quality mic, RE20
RE20
from a company called Electro Voice, which gave me pause at first.
Electro voice.
But it's proven to be a
Well,
good pickup.
You sound great.
Do you know why I actually got this? I actually got this thing because someone asked me if I was interested in doing voiceover for them.
Oh,
and
nice.
So like, actually I am, but I don't know if I am. I don't think the SM7B would be fine, but I'm just like,
yeah.
Say less. So here we are.
Very freaking cool, man.
Here we are.
So we made it.
Wow, what an episode of Obsessed that was. Wowie, look at us and all the weird stuff we're into. Guys, make sure that you follow the show, first of all, because these episodes come out after our main episode of Making an Action Pod, which we have a new one of those out right now, too. Go check that out when you're done with this. And leave 5 stars wherever you can. We appreciate it. We have the coffee. I'll be honest. I gotta be honest. I think we might make a slight adjustment there, make this a little bit easier for you to do. So stay tuned for that. And just for now, this is coming out on Tuesdays, and so we'll see you on the next episode of Obsessed.
Obsessed.
Bye bye.